Why should a stranger marry the most beautiful girl in the town? They asked. In the middle of the night, they put poison in the water I used to wash my face. It made me blind. I was full of grief, but I had a good servant called Amigal. He led me everywhere and took me to the seashore every day to catch fish for food. One day a man came to me and said he also wanted to become my servant. It was Malam Zok, but I did not know because I could not see. I was very happy, and the three of us went fishing every day. I was often angry and acted badly, but my first servant didn't blame me or complain. He knew how hard it must be to be blind. I didn't want people to know that I was blind, so I said I could see a little. One day, Malam Zuk decided to punish me for what I had done to him in the town of fools. He led me to the boat and took the boat right out to sea. Then he said, "Here is an island. Can't you see it?" I said, "Yes, of course I can." And I stepped out of the boat and fell into the sea. I swam to the bottom of the sea and found myself in the land of some strange people with large ears. I told them my story, and they were very sorry for me. They gave me some oil to rub in my eyes, and I found that I could see once more. I stayed with these kind and helpful people for a few days, and then I said I must continue on my way. Their chief told two of them to take me back to the land again. So they carried me up through the sea and showed me the way to go. I spent 7 more days looking for the water of cure, and then I left for India. In the first town I reached, I met Malam Zok. I now learned that it was he who pushed me into the sea. I was able to smile about it now, and we became good friends. A few days later, a thief killed a servant of the town's chief. Malam Zok found the body down by the river. He carried it back to the house and put it in my room when I was asleep. When I woke up, he said, "What is this dead body? You've killed somebody to get his money." I was frightened for a moment, and then I saw that this was another trick. Malam Zork need not imagine that I would take the blame for such a deed. I would trick him in return. So I said, "Didn't you hear the chief say yesterday that he would give £100 to the person who killed this man?" When Malam Zerk heard this, he shouted, "I killed him. I just brought the body to your room because I didn't want to get into any trouble. Take the dead body to the chief. Pay you the money." "All right then," I said. "I'm sure he will not refuse to true." So he picked up the body left's house. Malam Zerk thought this was and went in the direction of the ass for me. I took my belongings and left the town. And that was how I parted from Malam Zoke. Alhaji pretends to be mad. I continued on my search for the water of cure. Soon I came to a village, and I heard some men telling each other what a silly man Malam Zok was. I went up to them and asked, "Where have you seen Malam Zoke?" They told me the name of the town. It was the one I had just left. "Why do you think he is so silly?" I asked. One of the men replied, "Last Friday we went to see the chief of the town. While we were there, a Malam Zok came in with something rolled up in a cloth. He opened the cloth, and inside was the body of the chief's most faithful servant. "Here is the body of the man you wanted to have killed," he said to the chief. The chief looked at the body in great surprise. "Why did you kill him?" he asked. "He did not harm you." "Because you said you would make a gift of £100 to anyone who killed him," Malam Zok answered. "You must be mad," shouted the chief. "He was my favorite servant." Then he called his servants and told them to beat Malam Zerk and put him in prison. When I heard this, I felt sorry for Malam Zerk. "I hope he isn't going to be killed," I said. "Oh no, he won't be killed," replied one of the men. "The chief's opinion he must be mad, so he won't kill him." I was pleased to hear that, and I went on my way. Some days later, I was walking in the marketplace when I saw a very, very tall man. People said his name was Zandoro Dan Zotori. "He possesses great strength, as well as being so tall," they said. Zandoro Dan Zotori called out, "Who would like this fat cow of mine? He may have it, if he promises that next week he'll touch the top of my head. But if he fails to do so, I will kill him." Everybody refused, because no one could reach the top of his head. At last I said, "Give me the cow. Next week, I'll touch the top of your head." Everybody thought I was mad. I'll think of some way to deceive him, I said to myself, and I took the cow and went on my way. The following week, Zandoro came back. There were many people in the marketplace waiting to see how I would die. I was in my room. Zandoro shouted out, "Come out, the time has come." I replied, "Wait a minute. The wall of my room is breaking into two. Let me mend it with my needle and thread." He said, "How can you mend a wall with a needle and thread?" I answered, "That's my trade. It isn't difficult. Look through the window and see." Zandoro put his head through the window. I immediately touched the top of his head and cried out, "I have touched your head." All the people shouted, "Yes, he has touched it. He has plainly touched it." By this trick, I won the cow and saved my own life. Everyone in the town thought I was wonderful. They asked me to all their feasts and were very kind and generous to me. I was sorry when I had to leave and continue my search for the water of cure.